Hello friends, in this video we are going to create a simple model window without using the JavaScript, which means we are going to only use the CSS to create the model window like the one here. Whenever you click on this open model, you can see a model is opened with the close button. Whenever you click on the close button, it will be automatically disappeared. So you can see this is what nice thing which we are going to build. So I'm gonna just remove everything. I'm going to start from my scratch. You can see I have installed a live server, which is an extension is in Visual Studio Code. You can use it to automatically refresh the page without manually doing it, like click on the refresh button. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to save that, create the basic HTML tag. Then you can just type HTML:5 and press tab. It will automatically include the basic HTML tags which you require. Then first of all I'm just going to design the open model button. For that I'm just going to create a container, and inside that I'm going to create an anchor tag with the class of button, and I will define the href laterally and just give the open model. Now once you refresh here, you can see that I'm just going to design that HTML. Make sure your HTML and body will have the height of 100%, and then margin, set the margin to 0, and also change the padding to 0, and the box sizing to border box, so that it will calculate the padding and the border size based on the width and height which we provide. So the next thing what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure my container is with the display of grid, and I'm going to justify my content center. So first of all I need to link my style sheet. My style sheet placed in the same folder, so I don't need to include the path here. I just can do it like that. And the container. So now you see it is placed in center. So next what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure the height is 100% view height, which means the whole available height will be conquered by this container. And I'm just going to align the items to center so that it will be displayed in center, vertical and horizontal way. So next I'm going to give a background color, and the nice background color which I can choose, I'm just going to give it randomly 545B. so it looks like this. And I'm just going to design my button. I'm just going to change the text decoration to none, and color of my text to white, or else I can change to black, and give the background color as white. So now it looks like this, and make sure the text aligns center, and give the padding as 20 pixel. So now it looks like that. Give the font size as 22 pixel. I'm just giving everything as randomly. You can provide with whatever the value you need. Give the font weight as 900. So now it looks a little bit darker. So next thing what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give the border radius 3 pixel. So now it looks like a nice button. Then I'm just going to create my model window div with that with the ID of open model. In that I'm gonna create a div. Inside that I'm just going to create a anchor tag with the class of close, and I don't provide any href for that. Here I'm just going to clear the text as close. Next thing I'm just going to create a heading Iron Man. Then I'm just going to create a div, or you can also create a paragraph, whatever the block level element. Type some text in it, then refresh. You don't see anything here because the container holds the complete height of the page, that is the viewport height. You scroll down here, you can see the our model window here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to design my model window dot model hyphen window, give the position as fixed, so it won't be visible to us because it is behind the container. To make sure that it visibles, change the z index as a greater value, so till it doesn't able to see top 0. Yeah, now you see this, and give some background color to just differentiate the model window and the container. I'm just going to give the background for that. So you can see the width of the height of the model window is wrapped to the content. Make sure the height is complete viewport height. Give the bottom 0. It will make sure that the model window is set to the complete viewport height. Likewise, do that left 0 and then to the right as 0. Then what you need to do is I'm just going to make sure this pointer events to none, because whenever it is hidden, if there is any click event happened, it may result in an unexpected event. So I'm just going to make sure that the pointer events to none, and I'm just going to make my model window div, which is the container of the model. You can see here, this is what that container of the model window. I'm just going to give the position as absolute, and then width of 400 pixel, and give some background color, so differentiate that from the model window. Black, and color as white. Yeah, now you see that. To make sure that the container lives in the middle, make sure the top is 50% and left 50%. Save that. You can see it is transformed to that left 50% and top 50%. To transform that to center, do that minus 50%. Now you see that the container is placed in the center. So give some padding of 10 pixel, and I need to design my close button. So the close button, I have given the ID hash close. I'm gonna give the position as absolute and right as 0. Now you see it is placed in the right side with the 0 pixel. So give the width so that it will be moved somewhat left side. Give us 50 pixel, so it looks good, and change the text decoration to none, and just provide the color as hash 444. So now looks good, and just change this background colors. RGBA 255, 255, 255 and 0.2. So it looks like 0.8. It looks like a transparent screen. It will be looking like a transparent screen, overlay effect, and yeah, now it looks good. I'm just going to change this background color back to somewhat this color, and give the color as black. Now looks somewhat better. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to link this button with this model window. How I can do is I'm just going to click on this href and open model. So whenever I click on this open model button, it is going to display here. So how you can see that is I'm just going to make sure my model window opacity 0. Now you see that it disappears. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on that. It is going to open model. So in order to make sure my open model to display, what I'm going to do is whenever my model window is targeted, which means whenever I click on this button, it will goes to open model, which is here. So whenever this open model or model window is targeted, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set the opacity as 1 and pointer events to auto. So now you see whenever I click on this, so just save that, just refresh here. So you need to make sure that this pointer events to none so that it won't have any effect on that. Click on open with live server, open model, open model is available here. It is displayed, but I don't know the problem. So the problem here is I need to set this to open window, not to the open window container. So that is what the problem here. Just refresh that, close this and just open in live server. Just remove that and change that opacity to 0 again. Model window, opacity to 0. So whenever I click on this, you can see it works. The problem with the what I have made the mistake is I have set the opacity 0 to this and pointer events none to this one. That is not the correct way, because we need to set the pointer events none to model window, because model window is the holder for everything. And whenever the model window is targeted, we are setting the opacity to 1 and setting the pointer events to auto, which means the pointer events, whenever I click on this, it will be set to auto. Auto means it behaves in the same way as it is. So here you can see it works fine. So thanks for watching this video.